right now, not just Alberta, but Canada is going through a large homelessness crisis. There's drugs tethered in that. But what are you doing to help people who are in a state of homelessness?
Look, we here in Alberta, we want to help people that have found themselves down on their luck and in tough situations like facing homelessness. But we don't think the approach to it is to build large encampments that we know are run by organized crime that are plugging up our city streets and making things uncomfortable for people in our cities. And so we went with a different approach. Those encampments must come down when they're built, but we built safe places that we call navigation centers for that population to be able to come in and receive services for whatever they may be going through. I'm proud to say thousands of people have utilized those services, and as you drive around now our largest city here in Edmonton, for the very first time ever in a very long time, you don't see large encampments, and we intended to be doing that all across our province.
Now, it's a good thing to have extra housing, but for instance, in Calgary, we have prefabricated modular buildings coming into place. They're basically shipping crates being put together to make apartment buildings. This is clearly a less valuable asset for someone to acquire. Though we have more housing, we're really depreciating our homes. Is that how do you see that situation?
Well, look, we want to make sure that whatever we build is safe, it's high quality. There is good prefab and bad prefab. You know, if you go into my constituency in some of our remote areas, prefab is the only option as you get into building cabins and different things in the backcountry. So it's about making sure that we have high quality housing that can keep people safe and that will be there for a long time. And we don't do, as a government, anything but that. We have high standards. We want to make sure that the assets that we build for Albertans are going to be here for decades to come. But it's something you got to watch for sure.
And for an individual, is it primarily economic reasons that drives them to homelessness, or are there other issues at hand?
Look, at the end of the day, homelessness is a symptom of another challenge. Lots of mental health issues, obviously drug addictions being amongst the most predominant. And that's the difference between us, I think, in the United Conservative Party and our friends in the NDP. We recognize that. And so we don't want to treat homelessness as if it's like a disease or something. We want to attack the challenges that are causing individuals to be in those circumstances, which is why we have our great recovery programs. That's why we're investing in housing programs to help people get to jobs and to not have to rely on the government in the future. And at the end of the day, that's going to be better results for the individuals that are finding themselves in those circumstances.
Last word to you.
I think it's great to be here at a convention, second biggest in Canadian history. The first was ours. A lot of really hard-working UCP members out here making clear that Alberta conservatism is alive and well, and we're going to continue to make sure our province is the best place in the country.
RebelFieldReports.com is your have to go if you want to support our independent journalism, on-the-ground coverage of events like this, thanks to your support at RebelFieldReports.com.